This is the Carty Method Podcast.
Well, hello. Welcome to Portfolio Lab. This is a structured growth plan for your portfolio development. What I do is I develop these amazing weekly assignments which help you create a disciplined approach to your portfolio development, which helps you build a cohesive body of work that showcases your unique style and your technical expertise. First of all, Portfolio Lab isn't just a solitary practice. You're going to be a part of a dynamic community where emerging photographers can exchange ideas, offer constructive feedback, and motivate. The motivation that happens there. We're trying to push creative boundaries. My Portfolio Lab is a creative, supportive, collaborative environment that you're not going to find anywhere else on the internet. So I give a pro level assignment and I look at that on Thursdays, and this week's pro level assignment for week 6 is intelligent imitation. And again, that's intelligent imitation within your niche. Our goal here is to transcend not just replication, but to harness the art of imitation with intelligence and intent. By studying and emulating the techniques of the masters and photographers that are getting work, when we learn how to make work that gets work, we aim to discover new depths of creativity and innovation. So, for this Thursday, the assignment that I'm going to be looking at Thursday, which you have 24 hours or so to do, you should already be well into this assignment. It's due tomorrow midnight. So find an image from one of your top 10 photographers and imitate the image with your own style. I'm not talking about copy. I'm talking about intelligent imitation. Look for an image that is going to push your boundaries, an image that you feel is maybe beyond your skill level. And again, I'm trying to see not if you can copy, I'm trying to see if you can translate your style inserted with your own ideas, your own nuance, and I'm trying to see if you developed an understanding of the concept behind the original image. So with this assignment on Thursday, paste a link of the original image in your description when you're submitting your photo. And by the way, the key to success in Thursday's assignment lies in understanding not how to just recreate an image, but how to translate an image's essence through your own creative vision. All right, so that's Thursday's assignment. Tuesday, which is today, Tuesday is the day that I look at your portfolio choices. Like you're thinking, I'm not sure whether this should be in my book. Maybe this is a portfolio image. Maybe it's not. I'm the one to tell you, this should for sure go in your book, or no, it shouldn't go in your book, and this is the reason why. So I look at portfolio images. We have 16 images to look at today, starting with the mighty Ian Martin. Ian says, similar to the prior Bugatti photo, but the first time lighting a black car. I know lighting a black car, especially if you're shooting at night, is a challenge. So Ian says it's definitely a challenge fighting reflections and still having enough shadow detail to show the body of the car. There's a reason that they don't use black cars in advertising. They're just hard to shoot. So he's submitting a front shot, even though I'm obsessed with the rear. Just for me, he says, because I always request that he shoots the front of the car because he's always shooting that ass. All right, Fuji X-T5 27mm 1.2. ISO 125, 5.6 at 1/60th of a second with a Godox AD600 Pro. This is Ian Martin. Ian, let's get it on, buddy. Thanks for submitting. And you gave me a beautiful vertical, Ian. This is elegant and beautiful. Let's look at this as a cover. Ian, I'm pleased as punch with the look of this picture. It's really technically gorgeous. Looking at this as a cover, you see what it looks like. It ain't no lie. Let's look at this now. If I bring this into a 4x5 format And as a 4x5 or an 8x10, this is a 4x5 proportion, which when you go to post this to Instagram, this is the actual crop. You lose an inch on the top of and the bottom of your photo when you crop for Instagram or make an 8x10. Magazines are more of a 9x12 proportion than, which is 4.5x6, which is a bit strange as far as the proportions. But I really like this, Ian. This for me it's fantastic. I want to just look at it a little bit closer. Let's bring on a little zoom. Technically, this is really strong, Ian. I know all the technical things that you're coming up against. I'm watching your lines. I'm watching how these highlights are happening. I'm watching all of this. And overall, I think you did a great job. I love the lines of the car. Obviously, we're just missing a little bit of the back here. I would have loved to see a second strobe hitting the back of this car to give you just a little bit of separation. I would love to see you try a second strobe to do this picture. And also, of course, I would love to see what your horizontal version of this is. But this is a yes all day long. This is a yes, and this is an 11 out of 10, and a great way to start the show. Very well done. Very well done. That is Ian Martin. Well done, Ian. All right. Good shit, Ian. Well done. How's my heart rate? Am I having a heart attack? No, I'm pretty average. Once I get to 3 digits, you know I'm amped up. All right, Francis Jeffrey. Francis says, taken on a Notre Dame football game day while tailgaters were partying in yards on the side streets. I know this fellow from chance encounters outside his house, as he is educated in the First Amendment rights and knows he can't stop me from photographing his house from the street. On this day, he was sitting there while I was out on my bike, and I couldn't help myself from photographing him outside his trailer next to a sign, so he looked and smiled. EOS Rebel SL3 with a Tamron 18 to 200, 3.5 to 6.3 at 76 millimeter, ISO 200 f8 at 1/200th of a second. Shot manual mode. This is Francis Jeffrey. Francis, let's have a look. Oops, we pushed the wrong button there. Let's get it on, Francis. Thanks for submitting. I mean, you managed to make this, although it is a taken picture, you managed to make this look very editorial, so I'm giving you props there. Let's look at this as a 8x10. I mean, as a full frame, a double page spread. You can see that you are not giving me the full frame. You're cropping somehow like an inch on either side. You can see how my frame is uncropped exactly 2x3, but you're cropped an inch off here somewhere. So I'm just trying to figure out why or how. Please don't do any cropping. You keep the original proportions. You'll see some other horizontals, Francis, as other people submit horizontals today. You'll see how they fit exactly within the proportions. Your camera is not different. It should be set for 3x2 in the ratio of like your frame ratio, and that will produce an exact 18x12. And that is an exact 2x3, and that's exactly what this framing is. So watch your crop. Overall, this is a very good swing, a very good, I mean, again, he gave you like a great expression. He's a Korean vet, dirty shirt, the right outfit, the easy out, the trailer, Winnebago style thing behind. Obviously, there's a little bit of distraction back here. A little bit of distraction with the flowers here. But overall, Francis, this is a really good swing. This is a really good swing. I want you to watch your exposure. Your exposure could come up. It just feels a little bit muddy. Just a touch. I know that that's beige and not white, and I know that this is off color, but just overall, it has like a little bit of a muddy kind of tone. I would neutralize the color balance because it looks over warm, and try to see if that's white. Do a little white balance test there and see if that makes the color balance a little bit more neutral. And yeah, lastly, give me plus a third exposure overall on the whole picture, and you'll watch it'll just snap up just a little bit. But the lighting is good, the exposure is good. This is a good one for me. This is a good one for me. On a portfolio, again, I think that you really do need to hone in on your niche, like what it is that you shoot. And I'm going to remind you, this is taking pictures, although you editorialized it. I need to help you understand what you're actually doing, so you can recreate this and do it over and over again and build the right kind of a portfolio. That is Francis Jeffrey, everybody. Well done, Francis. Well done. All right. You guys having a good time? I didn't introduce myself. I am Steve Carty. You know me as Carty, but I do have a first name. My name is Steve, but I don't go by Steve. I go by Carty because that is my name, and I've been called Carty since I was 8 years old. So I don't respond to Steve. If someone calls me Steve, I don't respond to that. I respond to Carty. And only like my girlfriend calls me Steve and my family. So you call me Carty. All right. So hopefully you guys are jamming with me. Jamming. And by the way, if you're watching this after the fact, leave a comment saying replay gang, and understand that these live streams are members only. I like doing extra stuff for the people who are watching me live, like Nick and Anton and Timothy and Calligraphy and Lamont and Mr. F. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you. And again, if you're watching me live and a member and not in chat, the party happens in chat. And also, you're noticing this graphic that's happening. Like, my members have the ability to control my stream. Sometimes I'm sure you see my heart rate come up. My members are using secret commands to do that, this thing right here, and do all of that. So being a member is kind of dope because you actually get to like, and now you see they're going crazy. Like, now that I'm giving them the permission to like do that, you see they're going crazy. So the live chat is where it's at. You'll see from time to time, just open the live chat, it's popping. All right, that was Mr. Francis Jeffrey. And a screenshot. Let's get it on. All right, back to the show. William Sedgwick. William says, greetings, Carty and gang. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I hope you see you all Thursday for the Zoom meetup. Until then, happy shooting. Thanks in advance for the review. Sony AR7 III Mark III, 85mm 1.8, ISO 200 f4, 250th a second, with a 34-inch beauty dish. This is William Sedgwick. William Sedgwick. Let's get it on, William. William, this is just vibes. I like this so much. This brings me joy. There's a couple of things wrong with it, but again, I'll talk you through that in a second. But you're really onto something here. I like the vibe, the energy of this picture, and the energy of your boy. Let's look at this as a cover. As a magazine cover, this is poppin'. I want to make sure that you're giving me the whole picture. I'm going to make sure, I'm seeing the whole picture. I just want to make sure that your proportions are perfect. Make sure your camera's shooting 2x3, and when you do these crops, you just keep the crop as the original proportion, just to humor me, so I can see. I mean, I like you not cropping at all, so I can see the whole picture. I like this as a cover. Exposure wise, William, like, we're close. I'm gonna call this 2/10 of a stop. Okay. This is 2/10 of a stop under, which equals 20%. Okay, this is 20% underexposed. I'm going to show you what's this called? This logo. I forget this brand, but you can see this is supposed to be white, and it has a blue cast. It has a blue cast, and the overall shot, if you see his hands, look at my hands, my skin tone, look at my skin tone, and then look at the image, and you see his skin is blue, right? So you see it's blue. So it just needs a white balance. And also it looks like there's other white parts, like this bike looks white, this sticker looks white. By the way, take that sticker off. Take that sticker off, because it's distracting and he doesn't need a warning sticker on his handlebars. So take that sticker off. And again, for the photo, you would definitely take that sticker off, or you have to take it out in post. This is white. This is white. This is white. Or this is cream. If this is cream, then don't worry about it. Then this is white and this is white. So you have a place to do the eyedropper from. So hit the eyedropper white balance tool here and also here. And that will snap your color balance right back to normal. Because you're probably going to shoot your son with this bike again, take that sticker off for the next time. But sadly, you only have this little piece to clone that across, and this little piece here to clone across. So it's going to be really hard to clone that out. It's possible, but it's going to be difficult. But again, you can try. And then what that does is, it just, because this is bright, your eye goes there, then it goes there, then it goes here. So white balance and exposure, that is the two things, William, that's going to take this to the next level. But overall, this is an 11 for me. This is an 11 for me. This is very close, and yes, it can make your portfolio. I just want to show you this. Just want to show you this as an 8x10. Your crop is really good, really, really good. But again, look at my skin tone and look at his skin tone and see how it's blue and underexposed. But overall, this is a really good swing. I'm giving you an 11 on this image. Because yes, it makes it into your portfolio. It should absolutely, unequivocally make it to your portfolio. You guys with me still? So I started this incredibly new thing called Portfolio Lab. And Portfolio Lab is what you're watching right now. I'm helping some photographers cultivate their portfolios and get them to the next level with their career. Like, that's the idea. And the people who've been in Portfolio Lab for 6 months, for a year, like, they have an entirely new portfolio, And I mean, let me give you an example of just a couple of photographers that are in Portfolio Lab that ended up with a completely new portfolio with the help that I give here. Sean Thomas is a photographer that is in Portfolio Lab, and I looked at Sean Thomas's portfolio Sunday, because Sean is also in my accelerator. I looked at this portfolio on Sunday, and I talked to him about sequencing. Like, bro, the sequencing is fixed already. I talked to him Sunday. The sequencing is fixed already. So, Sean, good on you. I'm proud of you, and good for you for listening. So, again, this is the type of photography. Like, Sean is in my Portfolio Lab. Sean used to take pictures of cool cars that he saw parked on the street. That's where Sean started. Like, basically street photography, and he liked cars. And look at the photography that Sean is doing now. Look what he's doing now. Now, Sean is like, he's ready for advertising. He's ready for car editorial. He's ready for car magazines. And he's already won the car photographer of the year awards, like not from me, but he's submitted. So this is amazing. This is just one of the photographers that's in Portfolio Lab. Another shooter is Nick Johnson, and looking at Nick Johnson and seeing what Nick has done with his again, I looked at Nick Johnson's portfolio Sunday. I talked to him about sequencing. I talked to him about spacing. And here we are, 48 hours later, I'm looking at a completely fixed website. 48 hours later, okay? So this is like, I like active, positive people. Active, positive. And everybody who's in my portfolio lab, they are actively trying to get better. And every single thing that I tell them to do, they're doing right away. And they're implementing the stuff that I'm teaching them right away. And you can see how quickly it works. This is another person in my portfolio lab. Let me show you one more. This is Garan Rath. And Garan Rath, he started with me 8 months ago. And this guy thought he could shoot everything. And through meeting me, I helped him niche down to product specifically. He also moved cities. Because he wants this so badly, he packed up his family, sold his house, and moved to the biggest city in his country. He moved to Cape Town, South Africa. And he is a product photographer. And looking at the body of work that he has shot, and also the way that he uses people with product, the way that he has such an advertising angle to his work, and how much work he's made at the level that he's making it in such a short time. Again, this is Portfolio Lab. So you got to be in here. It's no joke. Go to thecartymethod.com/portfolio lab to find out more information and to join. It's super... It's the smartest, coolest thing that I have going on. So get in there. Tia Dunlop, and both, by the way, I can only take a limited amount of people. So I already have 100, and there is a cap. And Portfolio Lab is gonna be open until I'm full, and then it's gonna be closed. And you're not gonna be able to ever have your photos reviewed unless people drop out. I'll have a waiting list, and you'll have to join the waiting list in order to be a part of this. But right now, it's open. So Tia Dunlap is my next photographer. Tia says, "Hey, Carty and crew, this is a picture of a photo shoot I did this weekend. With the session, I decided to try something new and do a color on color look. I loved how big the pants were, and I wanted to do a pose that showed off the shape of the pants. Shot in a studio tethered. R6 50mm 1.4 ISO 200 f10 1/60th of a second. Shot with 2 Westcott strobes." This is Tia Dunlop. Tia, there you go. Okay, Tia, you're starting to hit. You're starting to work yourself a lot better. There's a couple of things that I see. First of all, obviously this softbox grid in the background, I see. We can definitely take that out or be very aware when you're shooting it. But the thing that I was worried about with your home studio is your backup space. Do you have the backup space in order to frame this in such a way that you can use it? Because let me show you this. Number one, this is what this looks like as a cover, and you can see that her head is very high up in the masthead. Obviously, my masthead is relatively narrow, but Elle is very tall and Vogue is very tall. So I want you to be watching like how high in the frame you're putting your subject. That's the first thing. Now, the second thing, which is even more important, is how this crops down to 8 by 10. And if you see this as an 8 by 10, you can see that in order to keep her feet, that's the crop. And in order to show her head, that's the crop. So you're losing her feet. And I don't think that that was your intention when you shot this. But again, I want you to be aware of, you can't compose just exactly like this is my whole frame when you're shooting vertical. When you're shooting vertical, you lose an inch in the top and the bottom, and it looks just like this. I'm showing you over and over and over again. You lose an inch in the top and the bottom when you go to Instagram, and you're losing less than this, but still a bunch when you go to a model portfolio of 9 by 12 or to a magazine. So those are two things that I really want you to be aware of. The pose is close, but her head angle is allowing you to shoot underneath her chin. And I've talked about, like, don't have the model's head up so you're shooting under. And also, to me, it looks like you're low and you're aiming up at her, which again is okay, but she can't then also be having her chin up, because what ends up happening is we're looking up her nostrils. Do you know what I mean? We're getting such a view up her nose. We're trying to not see under here. And I'm going to say it over and over and over again. If you want to show the jawline, the face has to be down. It can't be up like that, because you're not seeing like the jawline, the chin. Like, the idea is for her to have her head up like this, but not arm over like this and head up. It's arm like this and head down. You know what I mean? So it just, the pose is close, but it's not there. Model's chin up is never, it's never sexy. It's never sexy. So please watch the head angle. The red on red is okay, but I want you to see something else that happens once you're wearing a tailored jacket. You can't do this because she's wearing a tailored jacket. And what happens when she's wearing a tailored jacket that's also buttoned? Imagine if you were the jacket designer, okay? If I designed this jacket and this is how you showed it, look at what's happening with the fabric underneath her arm. Look at what that seam looks like. This does not look like literally expensive high fashion stitching. Like, this looks custom. It looks like someone made this, and that seam, we're revealing, look at the wrinkles. Like, because you're revealing a spot of the jacket that's meant to be arms down. You're never supposed to see this part of the jacket. So, and then what's happening in here, it starts to get really weird, right? It starts to get really weird. And then look at the shoulder and how this shoulder is dimpling. Now I'm doubting the tailoring of this jacket in general, because this shoulder shouldn't be dipping like this. Like, that's not tailoring. And then this looks like somebody just made this from a pattern. So now from there, I'm looking at everything. I'm looking at all the stitches and the dimpling. But then I get to this area here where you reveal her stomach. You know what I mean? Now I get here where you're revealing her stomach. And now I'm like, okay, I shouldn't be seeing this. And guess what? I wouldn't be seeing this if her arm wasn't up, pulling the jacket up. So I'll say again, I say this often, but the pose is no pose. The new pose is no pose. 21st century posing is not posing. And you cannot have somebody with a tailored jacket do this, especially if it's like DIY jacket and like made with a pattern or whatever, because you're just revealing all the flaws. So for that reason. And again, Tia, we talked at length yesterday. Like we were on Zoom for an hour, and I work with my portfolio lab members and my accelerator members like this to help them grow to this understanding. But light, amazing. Concept, amazing. But what you're also doing is you're trying to be makeup, hair, styling, photographer, light, like you're trying to do everything. And I'm going to go back again to references. Find me this pose in a magazine. Find me this pose in a magazine with a girl wearing a tailored jacket. You'll probably find this pose, but you're not going to find this pose with a model wearing a tailored jacket. In fact, find me any picture in a magazine with anybody wearing a tailored jacket with their arm like that. Find one for me. You're not going to find one because of what it does to the jacket when you do that. So these are the insane details that I notice when you submit your photos for review. This is Tia Dunlop. Tia, very good swing. Very good swing. I'm giving you love on the concept, but there's a lot of mistakes here. And the framing, and you not backing up enough to give enough distance, top and bottom, to allow for this crop is a huge miss. That's the thing that you need to take from this review going forward, as well as everything else that I said. That is Tia Dunlop, everybody. All right. We are off to the swing of things. This is Joshua Haney. Josh says, another image from the last assignment, a slightly different angle and in black and white. R6 85mm f2, ISO 400 f8, 1/100th of a second, shot with a single strobe, which is the newer Vision 4, which is Newer's portable strobe, but likely shot indoors. This is Joshua Haney. Joshua, thanks for submitting. Joshua, I definitely like this one. I feel like this one, her face is a little low in the frame. I think she could go up a bit higher. Let's look at this as a double. But still, it hits pretty hard, man. It hits pretty hard. I'm dying to know what she's looking at. I'm dying to know what she's thinking about. Exposure-wise, there's just a couple of areas where we're getting like almost too hot in the exposure. I would drop this exposure-wise. I would drop this, start with 10%, then go to 15, and then go to 20, and see which one of those you prefer. Don't go too far with the highlight slider. The highlight slider is here. Once you start going that way, you'll start to recover a little bit of these highlights, but to a point where then it'll get too much. I'd rather you do it with overall exposure than the highlight slider. Again, less 10% first, then 15, then 20, and see how this starts to feel. Keep in mind, this is supposed to be shadow. So you're supposed to be letting this fall a little bit darker. It's okay if this falls a little bit darker. I kind of want to see it fall just a little bit darker, which is going to bring this more into black. So I want to see you add a little bit more drama without losing the integrity to this picture. But still, as it stands right now, this is unequivocally an 11 out of 10. Love it. Watch the hair strands in front of the face. You can see it without me enlarging. This hair that comes across here, the one that comes across the lip, the one that like these hair strands become almost, I don't want to say impossible, but they just become a hassle. Especially when they're going over straight lines, like what's happening right here on the nose. You see, if you were to take this hair away, you're going to get issues here. You're also going to get issues here, and you're going to get issues here. So what I always try to do is I try to always clear the face of like single strands before I shoot, because like you have to either just leave this and not do any post. I mean, it's your kid. You're not really going to do post, but I'm saying when you're shooting adults and you're in this situation, and everybody who's listening, it's like when you're shooting like this type of hair against skin, do your best to keep the flyaways off the skin surface, because it becomes really difficult to retouch underneath of what's happening here. And then if you just take this away, then it feels like you did a cut and paste of like taking away all the flyaways, and the skin underneath is gonna not look legit. So I'm torn. I have Stymats, one of my viewers, in chat, Joshua, saying I like this one better than last week's submission. I'm torn. I like them both, and the more I stare at this photo, Joshua, the more I like it. The more I look at it, the more I like it. And looking at it actually versus looking at it actually versus looking at it on like what you guys see on YouTube, it hits hard. So yeah, this is a yes for me. I love this a lot. Love this a lot. You're getting a lot of people who like this one more, Joshua. Getting a lot of people who like this one more. Very well done. Very well done. That's Joshua Haney, everybody. If you're watching this as a replay gang, consider becoming part of my Carty crew memberships, because the join gang, the people who hit the join button and are here live, they're having a hoot in chat. So hang out with me, and also you can glitch me here to help you become part of the Carty crew. All right. And yeah, Portfolio Lab, if you want my eyes on your work like this, with this kind of detail, there's no faster way for you to get to your finish line than having a pro look at your work. And by the way, you can see, I'm not just any pro. I've been doing this for 35 years. 35 years. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. Not photo reviews, but professional photography. Professional photography, silly. Who's new to the membership crew? Say hello. I'm new. Yo, Stephen Bordeaux. Look at you. 14 months. Stephen Bordeaux has... You actually have wings. Wings. You know what happens when I do the smoke and it doesn't... Yeah, I gotta adjust my smoke. Hang on. It's not high enough. There we go, Mr. Bordeaux. Now we can give you a little hit. It has to aim up. If it doesn't aim up, you don't really see it. All right. Steve, welcome. Now you got me putting the lights on. Now you got me giving you a light show. Look at you. Appreciate you, buddy. Oh, Ammond. Ammond. Yo, this is a great day for Ammond. Ammond got his wings. Yo. Congratulations. First of all, I got to show Steve. Look at that. Another month. And what I'm trying to show is, you see right here, there's wings now, because Steve's been with me for 14 months. You get a crown first, and then you graduate to wings when you become a member. So Ammond now, which is amazing. Ammond has been a member. Today is his year anniversary. So Ammond is saying, look, I got my wings too. So, yo, Ammond, I'm so glad I know you, my guy. I'm so glad I know you. This is a big burst of smoke and more of a light show for you, Mr. Ammond, for being here for an entire year, my guy. Let's go. You get rewarded if you hang out with me for a year. Appreciate you. Let's get it on. Let's get it on. A year. Level up, gang. Calligraphy's got wings. Life-changing year for show. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Level up, gang. Let's go. Love you right back, Emin. I appreciate you, my guy. All right, this is Juan Herrera. Juan says, I'm considering adding this photo to my main portfolio. Yo, Stymats. Mikey Stymats re-up for 13 months. Let's go. Mike Stymats. Mike's like, I've had my wings, bro. I've had my wings, says Mike. Let's go. Hardly a new member. Mike's been here for 13 months. I wouldn't call... Yo, Vicky. Vicky is up for 18 months. Let's go. Vicky's pushing 2 years. Vicky is literally pushing 8. She's 2 years. Wow. We got a lot of angels in the outfield. I got a lot of smoke in this spot right here. Let's get it on, guys. Vicky's just showing off. So one says, how do I make this pop up? I have to do it. I have to do it, Anton. You can't do it. You can't do it. You can't do it. So only I can do it. See, only I can do it, Anton. You can't. Juan Herrera. Juan says, I'm considering adding this portfolio to my main portfolio. It was taken about a year ago in the studio using natural sun coming in from the right. EOS R 24-105 at 100 millimeter. ISO 100 f8 at 2/50th of a second. This is natural morning sunlight. And speaking of, I have my gear arsenal, my cameras over here in this smoke show that we call a studio. Yeah. Should I bring my camera body closer? It's gonna block how many subscribers I have. There you go. So, I shoot with the R5, by the way. Original R5 with a grip. Obviously a Canon. Someone asked me, like, what brand is my grip? I'm like, it says right there. It's Canon. I shoot with the R5. This is adapted, meaning I have the RF to EF adapter. Because I've been a Canon pro since 1989. I've been shooting Canon. I shot Hasselblad mostly, though, prior to 2004. But I shoot with the 1.2. This is the 50 millimeter 1.2, which is on my camera all the time. All my cameras have, like, my Carty sticker. I mean, all my lenses, all my hoods, as you can see back there from that shot. And I shoot primarily primes, meaning the lenses that I have, I use... the lenses that I have are 16 millimeter, because this is a Canon R50. Canon R50. So I have two of those, two Canon R50s, which are RF mirrorless cameras. So I have a 16 millimeter on that one. This guy's glitching me. I have a 16 millimeter on that one. And then I also have a 16 millimeter on that one. So, starting with my lenses, I have 16 times 2. And then I have 50, 85, 100, 135, 200. I just got a 200 2.8, which is mental. 200 2.8, 135 f2, 100 2.8, 85 1.8. Welcome, Raphael. And 50 millimeter 1.2 and 16 millimeter 2.8. Let's see what Juan Herrera has for us. Juan Herrera. Juan, this is a yes. Gorgeous. 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 I'm going to say it again. Gorgeous. Let's look at this as a cover. Juan is in my accelerator program. Again, the photographers we're looking at right now are my accelerator members. You have to get into my accelerator. It's not just anyone can join. It's an application process, and it opens again at the end of the year. This is probably September. We'll open it again. One, this is elegant, beautiful, lovely, lovely light, perfect exposure. I have absolutely nothing but praise. Nothing but praise for this photo. This brings me joy. Looking at it as a cover, it's fantastic. You've given me plenty of room for so many crop options. If I want to make this an 8x10 on Instagram, it's gorgeous. If you want to make it a square, what it's going to look like in your profile, it's gorgeous. You gave yourself just enough headroom, and also to show the scale of the room that you're shooting. All of this just works for me.
Sir, yes.
I love this as a cover. Taylor Swift is flipping out. My crew is flipping out. This is a yes all day, and that's absolutely an 11. Let's see if my heart's exploding. No, I'm pretty calm. That means that I'm not upset with you. You see, it's like, it shows how calm I am and happy I am when my heart rate's down nice and low. I mean, it's never going to get into the 70s when I'm broadcasting, but if it's in the hundreds, you know, I'm anxious, and I don't know why I give you access to my heart rate. Like it's an insane person does that. I give you access to my heart rate so you can actually see if I'm stressed or not. Come on. This is a live experience. And again, I just love the fact that we're doing these live, and I enjoyed lives more than I like making videos. Making videos are hard. Lives are fun. All right, guys, let's get into Doyle Daniels. Doyle says, I've been debating whether to include images like this in my portfolio or if they'd be better suited for personal projects. They showcase more of the environmental work I enjoy, less about people directly, but more about the spaces they inhabit. I'm not just sure if it's too far removed from my main niche. So hand it up to Carty to make the final go or no go. XT5 50mm f1, ISO 200 1,000th of a second at 2.8. This is Doyle Daniels. Doyle, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. This is a very well composed photo, but I'm going to tell you a secret. This is a location for one of your future pictures. Like, I'm just going to break it down for you like that. Like, this is a location for one of your future pictures. It's just you're showing it without the subject, and how that works is if you also have portraits with the subject here. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is one of those filler pictures that would go great in an editorial when you have other shots of verticals, horizontals of this scene, but with your subject, whether it's a model or a portrait subject. Like, this is an editorial portrait location, but without your portrait, without the person in here, you're not telling enough of a story. This is a location scout. Like, this is a location scout is what this is. And I don't want you to mistake in location scouts for the actual image. This can go in your personal work. It can go into your personal work, but because I know how I'm developing you as a photographer, and we can just go to doyledaniels.com, and again, another D-O Daniels. Doyle, I don't have your saved yet. It's DD photo, right? DCD 3 photo. D, what is it? Yeah, this is DCD3 photo. Like, this is, you need to change your domain because it gives me a headache. And then there's DCD3. There's some other thing that's that. So, Doyle, I'm going to ask you to just be Doyle Daniels Photography. And also, I'm trying to find your website link so I can show your website while I'm live on this show, and I can't find your website. It's not here on Instagram, and it's not here on Instagram. It's not here. So I'm losing my shit because I'm trying to show your work and make some sort of a comparison, but you're making yourself impossibly hard to find by calling yourself DCD3 Photo. You're Doyle Daniels. Be DoyleDaniels.com. Be DoyleDanielsPhoto.com. And like, take this as your Instagram name and throw it out the window. You know this stuff, Doyle. I talk about this shit constantly. Be your name. It makes you so much easier to find. Be your name. I can't show you your website now. And now check my heart rate. Just because, again, it's a super simple thing. Put your website link on your Instagram. I was looking at this website yesterday, and now, like, you're making me jump through hoops to find it again, just because I didn't bookmark it, just because when I type Doyle Daniels, it does not show up. So again, now you lose the privilege of me showing your website on my show. All right, Doyle. I hope that helps. I'm frustrated because of, like, we have to use intelligent imitation. Okay, that's the number one thing. So let's look at my profile. And if someone didn't know who I was or my website, they can find me by just typing Steve Carty. That's it. That's all they need to type is my name, and you get Steve Carty. You get that. When I type Doyle Daniels, I get you, but up here, there's no link space. There's no click here and get all of the links, like my website, my YouTube, my Carty method, my Substack, my shop. Like, there's no links for you, Doyle. And that, it's hella frustrating because you're just sending me to fucking Threads. Come on. Like, and then here, where you're sending me nowhere. So I'm like, here's what you can do while I'm searching. Type your web link into chat. That's a great solution. And again, this is your social media profile. This is your profile. You thinking, oh, I thought it's like, be on it. Be on it. Be on it. Holy moly. And this link, DCD photos, like, oh my goodness. Doyle, like, I don't know what, like, there's no SEO, and this is too hard to read, that this says Doyle Daniels Photography. It's too hard to read, okay? And then there's no other place where it says Doyle Daniels here. Look at this small, it looks like a scribble. Yes or yes? Let me show you other examples. I wonder what his name is. Let me show you another example. I wonder what his name is. Let me show you another example. I wonder what his name is. Do you see what I'm saying? When I come to you, I don't know where your name is. I don't know where your name is. It's too much of a scribble. Doyle, that work that you submitted here, it doesn't fit here. It doesn't fit here because you have no examples of locations only. And because you're a location photographer and you make images like this, you can say that this picture is screaming for a subject. Would you agree? And it not having a subject means it's a location scout instead of a completed photograph, which means it can't go in your main portfolio, which means I don't need to see your personal work when your professional work is not quite developed yet. Do you know what I mean? Your personal work, spend all your time on developing your professional work. Spend all your time there. You know what I mean? Spend all your time there. Please. Doyle, that is DD, Doyle Daniels. Not a portfolio image, my guy. All right. And again, I get frustrated in cases like this because day after day, photographers wonder why they don't work. But I'm on Instagram. I want to see your website. Not a single link. What about any other social media profile? What about your YouTube channel? What about your website? What about your Substack? What about any of the other links that when you have someone looking at your profile, you have the opportunity to share? Not one. So, Jay Tracy. Jay says, hey, Carty and crew, as I work through the packaging phase, I want to see if this portrait from my underwater photography fits my editorial portrait niche. I retouched the image according to the techniques I learned from your videos. This photo is a portrait I took during a session for handcrafted jewelry, hand-based in... I want to see if this portrait from my underwater photography fits into my editorial portrait niche. Okay. This photo is a portrait I took during a session for a handcrafted jewelry company based in Hawaii. A7R3, 16 to 35, inside a water housing, shot in the ocean in Hawaii. ISO 100 f2.8 at 1250th of a second, natural light. This is Jay Tracy. Jay, thanks for submitting. This has just this magical quality, Jay. This has a magical quality, but the framing and the horizontal mindset, like you would naturally hold the camera, I guess, when you're shooting fish, is where you were thinking about this. And if you look at this as a double page spread, you can see how the framing is so strange. Like, it's not dead center. It's not centered straight. So it's like dead on. It's like off. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're going to do a horizontal center focused picture, do it dead on. But this is not even composed on the thirds. It's kind of just offset. You know what I mean? So for me, I feel like you were working on so much of the other logistics, like composition, focus and lighting and making sure that band of her face was in a band of shadow, and like the play, like you were concentrating on a lot of things, but not the composition. This is a vertical picture. It's a vertical picture that you shot horizontally. The only thing that's important in this picture exists right here. That's the only thing that's important in this frame. It exists right there. So why are you holding the camera horizontally? So that sort of becomes the question, because you can see once this frame is a vertical, you can see, oh, well, that makes a hell of a lot more sense, right? But the problem when you're shooting with ultra wide angle lenses, they distort faces. They distort faces so much. And this girl's nose is so predominant because you're shooting with this like a super ultra wide lens, and already the water is doing like some aberrations. So I see what you're trying to do, but I feel like this image would be better cropped vertically, because then it would work as a cover. Then there's like an application for this photo. Horizontally, there's no place for this to go in a magazine other than on half a page. So I like the idea. I think it's a very strong idea. I feel like like you can get away with it in your book for a bit, but what I'd rather you do is reshoot this. And if you're trying to, like, again, what I like to do is always show the photographer that you could be, or photographers that you should be looking at. The photographer that you should be looking at, his name is Howard Schatz. And Howard Schatz is unequivocally the photographer that you should be looking at. Because if you want to see what actually sells, like, watch, and again, ignore his website. He's too established, too huge to even know what the fuck is going on with web. So ignore his website. But this is all underwater. So what I want you to do is like, if this is what you're going to try to do, then and incorporate your underwater with your editorial, that's what Howard Schatz does. So if you're going to try to do that, look at it done at the highest level. Okay? If you're going to do that, and again, I'm going to remind you, whatever photography you're trying to do, I'm going to show you a photographer that is doing it at the highest level. Okay? Howard Schatz. And this is just one part of his niche. One part of what he does. He is an underwater specialist. He shoots advertising for clients that want underwater as part of their shoot. So look at this, Last Supper, underwater. So do you see what I'm saying now, Jay? Like, if you're going to do it, find the reference that makes you throw up in your mouth. Find that reference and then start there. This guy has a full, like, literally 8 foot by 8 foot by 8 by 8 by 8 by 8 water tank in his studio that he fills with distilled water, crystal clear water, and then lights. He does this in his own studio. This is in a pool. But again, before he had this light tank in his studio, he did it in pools. So again, look at this idea, Jay. Look at this idea. So this is, if you're going to do it, go hard. Go hard, because Howard Schatz exists in the world. Howard Schatz exists in the world. And if you don't know that this guy exists in the world and this is the work that he's been making underwater for 25 years, like, he was doing this on film underwater. So if you're not aware of Howard Schatz, it's impossible for you to know how high and how far you have to go. It's impossible for you to know if you don't know that this guy exists. Howard Schatz. Okay? And then next is Jill Greenberg and Jill Greenberg's underwater stuff. And when you see Jill Greenberg and look at her underwater and how she takes it into a whole other realm. And again, she's doing this from the surface, through the water. Ignore her paintings, ignore that, horses, glass ceiling. Look at this work. Girls in heels, in water, matching bathing suits. So this is Jill Greenberg, and this is just her personal work, okay? So again, it's photography. And if you're going to try something, you need to know what is out there and what exists, because if not, you're pissing in the wind. This is Jill Greenberg, again, a 40-year pro. Canadian, born in Vancouver, lives in California. Jill Greenberg. So, that, Jay Tracy, I see where you're swinging, and I'm giving you all the love, and I'm giving you an 11 for this, but I also gave you a gift. I started you now down the possibility that that you can incorporate your experience with underwater photography, and you can there's photo studios in LA that have those water tanks that are filled with distilled water that you can rent and do these photo shoots. Just rent it. Spend $1,000 for the day to shoot in that studio. Imagine what you'd get. Imagine. So, or swimming pool with models. Put shoes on. Get them in there. Just think of what you can do in natural light in the summer in a swimming pool. I want you to go really hard this year. Again, like salt or fresh. There's saltwater pools and backyards all over. All over. You just got to find the right Richie Rich. All right. That was the lovely Jay Tracy. Thanks for submitting, Jay. I hope I gave you a huge and big enough background. One of the on my opinions of your photo. And again, you know, I don't mess around when it comes to these critiques, and there's a reason. There's a reason for every single thing I do. There's a reason for every single thing that I say that you should do. And start by studying the hell out of Howard Schatz. This is Natalie Murdoch. Natalie says, trying to get out of my comfort zone by asking strangers if I can take their picture. I shot this next to a large glass window. Sony 8R7 Mark II, 55mm 1.8, ISO 320, f4, 1/60th of a second, natural light. This is Natalie Murdoch. Natalie, I'm done. That's it. I'm done. I've been begging. I've been trying and working with Natalie. I have my whole team working with Natalie. Natalie, you just broke my brain. I hope you broke yours as well. It's like, it looks to me like you've been listening to almost everything that I'm saying. But again, you just need the reps. Look at how good this is. Let's look at this as a cover. This brings me joy, Natalie. Oh my God. Finally. This is what I'm saying to you, Natalie. Finally. Finally. Look at this photograph. Like, again, is it perfect? No, but you're starting to do the reps again, and this is exactly like, this is a beautiful girl, and what a beautiful image. Let's look at this as an 8x10. Natalie, like, you cropped this virtually perfectly. All I would ask is her face to be a little bit more straight. She's turning a little bit into camera shadow side. And all I'd ask is for you to color balance or white balance this photo more. White balance. This is blue because you're shooting in shade, but the light that you chose was perfect. I just need you to white balance. Just take your eyedropper, like your white balance tool, click the eyedropper, touch here, your image will neutralize, and this is the picture. Natalie, this is so good. I'm actually angry with you because you've been holding out. I'm angry because you could have been doing this the whole time. You could have been shooting this the whole time. And look, you asked a stranger for a portrait. Look at the portrait that you made. Holy moly, you should be breaking your arm, patting yourself on the back. And guess what? You don't get to just say, okay, I did one. It's no, you need to do this every day. You need to do this over and over and over again. You'll build a whole new portfolio. This is an absolute portfolio picture. I want to see it again. And I told you that you could do this. And also, by the way, you know what would have happened if I didn't see this photo today? You know what would have happened if I didn't see this photo today? I would have been very upset. I would have been very, 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 very upset if I didn't see this photo today, Natalie, because I have expectations of you that go well beyond the expectations that you have of yourself. I'm going to say again, I have expectations of you that go well beyond the expectations that you have of yourself. And my expectations of you is I see you as a high-level elite pro, but that only works if you see yourself as an elite high-level pro. So, Natalie, I'm proud of you, but at the same point, I'm also quite frustrated with you because there was no reason for you to wait as long as you did to produce something. There was no reason for you to wait as long as you did to give me this. This is fantastic, and that is an 11 out of 10. Taylor, give it to her. You didn't have to wait that long, Natalie. I knew you had it in you the first time I saw your photography. I knew you had it in you.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes.
Good for you, Natalie. Good for you. Good for you. This is the one and only Lamont DeSalle. Lamont says, I decided to submit an image from outdoors to see if this picture holds up for my portfolio and start replacing some of the images not up to par currently. Thanks again, Carty, for your help and guidance in getting me to do greater things. Shot outdoors with my backup camera at the time, Nikon D5100 with a kit lens. Ugh. 18 to 55. I'm worried already, Lamont. ISO 200, 5.6, 1/200th of a second. I have a kit lens. I just don't even mention it because it's like, it's here. It's here. You're going to have it. I'm going to start throwing it around to show how little I care about it. Like, I'm going to just show you why. Like, look at this thing. Like, seriously, I just want to show you. This is what they give you for free. This is called a kit lens. Okay? This. Okay? Now, can I show you what a lens looks like? This is what a lens looks like. Let me show you the difference. Just to show you, just to get, so you have like a scope. Okay? This is a 50 millimeter 1.2. 1.2. Look at this. This is no lens on the camera. That's f1. No lens on the camera is f1. There's no light loss. It's 1/1. No light loss. This 1.2.
Yes.
Now,
sir, yes.
This thing. What is this? Like, seriously, it's plastic. It cost them about $8 to make this. About $8. And they give it to you for free, but you pay extra for it because, oh, it comes with the lens. Don't shoot with these. Don't shoot with this. It's a toy. It's literally a toy. I keep them in my drawer, like literally just to talk about why you shouldn't have them and compare your their shit lens. It's just replace the K with an SH. And when you're at the camera store, to say, does it come with a shit lens? Say, no thanks. I would like to buy body only. The only reason I have one is because one of my R50s I bought body only. The other one I could only buy with a lens. So it came with the shit lens and it went directly into my drawer. And imagine, this lens is so bad, I don't even use it for my live streams. Like, this is a prime, a 16 millimeter 2.8, because when I tried to stream with the kit lens, it was so bad, I couldn't even use it for video. It's horrible. So yeah, Lamont DeSalle shooting with the kit lens. I'm worried, but I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look, okay? But I'm also gonna say it's gonna give me some anxiety. You know what I'm saying? Lamont DeSalle. Lamont. Outdoors with the backup camera. Licks for submitting. For me, there's 1,000 things wrong with this picture. It's the vertical wide angle. Look at how the lines are like lines straight here-ish. But then look at the lines over here. Like mixed light on the face. This is a snapshot. There's a parking lot back here. There's buildings back here. This looks like you are brand new to photography and have never taken a picture before, Lamont. It's bad. It's bad. And compared to what your photography looks like, it's not even in the right stratosphere. Like, until your location photography equals your studio photography, you can't show it. Like, this is what your website looks like, and you're showing this pic. Take it off immediately. Like, this editorial, very, like, and again, your photos are too small. You see they're very tiny in the frame. Very tiny. Like, this photographer who's lighting and doing this work is the same photographer that shot that? Are you kidding me? Just look at how this stands out as one of these things doesn't belong here. Look at these 4 pictures and then that photo. This makes me not trust you. It makes me trust you less, and it means you don't get to show your location work until it's as good as your studio work. Let's see my location work versus my studio work. Do you see the difference between my location work, studio work, location work, studio work, location work, studio work, studio, location, studio? Like, do you see the symbioticness between how I shoot outdoors and how I shoot indoors? My poses, the light, the vibe, the sensibility. There's no mixed light. There's no any of that stuff. So, like, you need to be able to shoot on location. Look at the light on his face. Look at the choice of location. Look at the double page spread. And location. Canada Goose, look at her skin. Look at the light. Look at the product. Studio. You have to be able to do both at that level. And if you're not, then you can't show the location stuff. It's just not at the same level. Look at the light. This is my location light, bro. This is my location light. And this is what you're showing me. So, and also, the only reason I'm saying that is because I know what the rest of your work looks like. I just pulled up your website. How can you show this light next to this? And if you don't see that, then I have to kind of beat it into your head a little bit. Sorry. But you need to see that. You need to see the drastic quality difference. You need to lock that in because your clients will see it. Your clients will see it. And me, you not knowing that this is a dud and wasting my time looking at it, especially knowing how good you are, that's why I'm frustrated, Lamont. Because you know that this is a dud. So why are you submitting it? Why? It would never see and then, you don't know it's a dud because you put it on your website already. You put it on your website already, so now it's public facing. And a lot of the things that I suggested that you take off your website, you haven't done yet. You haven't done any of that yet. And I got to tell you, I looked at this guy's site on Sunday. I said, change the sequencing. He changed the sequencing. Changed completely. He was opening with a totally different picture. I asked Nick to change his website and change the sequencing. Sequencing, done. Fixed the next day. So these are the same photographers, and I looked at your site also and talked about what should be here, what shouldn't be here, and the sequencing, and you haven't changed anything. So, Lamont DeSalle, it's on you, bro. I can only tell you what to do, but I can't do the work for you. I can't do the work. But know that your competition, the other people who are in your class, they're working and they're doing the work and they're acting on what I say the next hour. They're doing it then while it's in their head, not 3 days later when they completely forgot what I talked about. They're doing it when it's fresh in their head. Anton says, hello, Carty and crew. Here's the front cover of the latest travel issue of the Carty Method magazine. Enjoy the view of the tea plantations in the Cameroon highlights in Malaysia. Looking forward to your feedback. Sony a6600 with an 18-50 Sigma. I know you are trying to upgrade. I'm dying for your upgrade, Anton. I'm dying for your upgrade. Talk to me about that progress. ISO 100 f10 1/25 of a second shot natural light. This is the cover of the Carty Method travel issue magazine. Thanks for submitting. Thank you for submitting. Hey yo, I just turned all my lights green. Let's get it on. Let's go back to... All right, Anton, I like this. Let's look at this as the cover of the Carty Method magazine. Let's have a look-see. Your vibe is always clean. You really do have a lovely sensibility. I like this picture. I like this picture a lot. Let's hide this and show you what this looks like as an 8x10. I'm willing to give up a little bit of the sky, and where's my mouse? I'm willing to give up a little bit of the foliage on the bottom. But I like how you chose what's the most important thing here. We were talking about placing the horizon line and making sure you're not dropping the horizon line 50-50, which you did not do here. You pushed the horizon line up here into the upper. So your horizon is up here, and you chose down here to be the most important thing. And I agree with you. I really love this. This is a yes for me, Anton. This is a yes. And in fact, this is for sure a picture that will go in your portfolio. The light's great. And again, the only thing I'm dying for is to see one of your subjects walking along this path or two kids playing over here. You know what I mean? But just to give it a lifestyle angle, but this works really great. Really, really great. And the compliment that you're getting, Anton, from Sean Thomas is he's saying, I love how your work draws me into each location. I can almost feel the open air on my face. And C. Turner, great shot with the rolling hills. You're getting love. Very well done. Very well done. That was Anton Duras. Anton, very well done, Anton. This is Charles Fortin. Charles says, I'm excited to submit my first portrait for photo reviews. Let's go, Charles. This is Alexis, captured on the fly moments before his descent into a steep couloir. Shot with the A7 IV, 28 to 75, 2.8, ISO 200, 6.3 at a thousandth of a second. Shot natural light, Charles Fortin. Charles, let's get it on. Charles, this is a vibe. This is a vibe. I mean, what we're trying to do is not make it feel snapshot-y, but I think you did a pretty good job of making this portrait-y. I want you to watch where you're dropping the horizon line. In this case, I would have let him go up a little bit higher so I can push that horizon line a little bit low and have that big blue sky as the background to this. But overall, let's look at this as a cover. This is did dope as a cover. Like, very strong editorial picture, giving you love there. Let's look at this as an 8x10. And it crops really well as an 8x10 too, Charles. So for me, this is a yes. The only thing I'm watching is exposure. I know this helmet is white. I also know his teeth are white, or maybe this helmet is gray, but it feels like it's bouncing off the, like, did you darken this background at all? I just want you to nail the exposure and make sure the exposure is super tight like a tiger. So for me, I wouldn't mind seeing this raw photo. And I would love to reprocess this to show you how I would process this picture. If you'd like to do it on your own, just give me plus 20% here. Increase the exposure until you start to lose detail in the snow. Increase the exposure till you start to lose detail in the snow. I feel like the exposure could go up 20% before that happens. That is Charles Fortin. This is a yes for me, Charles. Love it. Love it. Definitely portfolio picture. Yes, 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 yes. Well done. Well done. Taylor? All right. Good vibes? All right. All right. That is Charles Fortin. Charles. Oh, you know what, guys? I would love you to join my memberships. But if you don't, it's okay. You know, just do me a favor, hit the comments and say Replay Gang and tell me that you're watching after the fact. Because again, what I do, just to let you know, the process now with my live streams are live at noon on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Those are the days that I go live. For sure. I mean, I'm going to be going lives other days, but they're not scheduled. But these are my scheduled live streams. Those are for members. So if you're watching this after the fact, what happens after the live stream that members watched with no commercials, this members only live stream stays members only. It stays members only, and it stays no commercials, and it goes into my members only feed, and you'll see on the thumbnail it says no ads, and underneath it'll have a green thing that says members only. So you have to be a channel member. You have to hit the join button, which is easy to find. If you can't find the join button, just type YouTube/Steve Carty/join. Like, it's just add/join to the end of my channel, and it'll take, because sometimes on like on iPads you can't see it, or sometimes on the phone you can't see it. Here's another secret: if you're gonna hit the join button, do it on desktop. Do it on desktop, because there's something about when you join from mobile, it charges you more. It actually charges you more when you join from mobile because of the service that they have to use, because mobile payments have to use iTunes or the Google Play Store. Like, so they kind of tax you a little bit extra if you join from your phone. And here's a secret: it's a reoccurring membership. So if you joined from your phone, then it goes through iTunes, and then they're giving like a little bit extra to Apple. So they kind of tax you a little. So my membership is actually more expensive by a bit if you buy it on a phone versus doing it on desktop. And if you do it on desktop, then all the reoccurring payments, it's just an easier payment system, and they don't get hit the same way. So it's just like the $5. You know what I mean? So those are like some tips. If you're gonna join, do it on desktop. And this guy, his name is Sean Thomas, Auto Lux Imagery. I just showed his website. Sean is the car photographer who shoots all those Porsches. He just joined, and he's been a part of this crew for 15 months. So I have to give Sean some love. Sean, all the love in the world for you, my guy. Thanks for being here. Sean's had his wings for 3 months now. I appreciate you. And Alpha Monk, look at the crew on, look at the crown on Alpha Monk. Yeah, listen, I'm so sorry, Chris, but yeah, it does, like, it's just because of the mobile mobile payments versus regular payments. So yeah, I did, it's funny because a lot of the photographers who have YouTube channels, they have all their gear like out, and it's like, I'm just way more secure with my stuff. And when I'm shooting, I want to just grab my bag and I know everything I need is in there. So my lenses are never out like that, just like on display. But I also know when people are watching on YouTube, it's like, is this guy really a photographer? Is this guy really a photographer? It's like, of course I'm a photographer, bro. Just because I don't have my gear like right laying out like in showcases, it's like, it's too bait. And I don't like to be braggadocious. I hide my expensive stuff personally. I don't have it on display. All right, that was Mr. Charles Fortin. This is now Mikey Steinmetz. Mike says, here's another frame with Chad the Welder from our session back in November. I'm unsure about this one. The Carhartt product placement was intended, but I didn't notice the water bottle until I was processing. I don't think it affects the photo too negative, but I'd appreciate your opinion. Shot with the R8 with the 50 millimeter, f2 7.1. ISO 200 at a 30th of a second, and shot with an 8200 with octos to get the details on Chad. This is Mikey Steinmetz. Mike, I love this. It's a bit yellow for me. It's a bit yellow. Oh shit, wait. Oh no, never mind. It's perfect. Yo, Doyle Daniels putting down heat. This guy, Doyle Daniels, every time I give him a really extensive tip or a really extensive review, and most of the time when I yell at him, usually when I yell at him or when I'm frustrated, like when that happens, he sends me money. Which needs to stop because he does it continuously. This guy, when I'm Yeah, whenever I do a little bit of a hard review on Doyle, he sends me money. So Doyle, you don't have to do that, please. You don't have to do that. But it's like he says it's his own punishment because he knows better. All right, Mike Steinmetz, this is you. Mike, I like this a lot. It's really hard to not blow out this area because this gets so much heat and so much brightness. It must be like, and I can see that it affects the overall exposure of the photo, but there's not really much that you can do. Overall, though, for me, man, this hits hard. Let me show you this as a cover. Yes, man, the Carhartt's perfect. The Carhartt's perfect. Whatever the other I forgot how to speak. Whatever the other product was, Mike, that you were concerned about showing, I don't see it. Is it this yellow thing here? It doesn't bother me. Is it this tag here? It doesn't bother me that much. This is a yes for me, Mike. This is a yes. I mean, based on the type of industrial tools and like trades work that you do and photography wise, this is epic. I like this a lot. It's framed like a clinic. And again, you can see the framing. I would push this down and I'd go right there. The Carhartt placement is perfect. The fact that you had the wherewithal to make sure that you had some sort of a product that you could place in this pic, like this is just a yes, Mike. This is yes. You're getting full marks here, bro. That's an 11 out of 10. I love it. Yes. Well done, Mike. Well done. Mike Steinmetz. Yeah. Yeah, the bottle that you're, oh yeah, you see, I see it now. And again, Mike, it's so secondary. Like this is what you're talking about. I didn't see it, Mike. I didn't see it until you pointed it out for me, but still it's not enough. It's not enough for me to say that this isn't still a winner, Mike. No, that's not. No. And again, I love the fact, I'm gonna fucking cry, dude. You guys are like so amazing. I love the fact, Mike, because you've been watching me for over a year, like you see, like you're now looking at your photos with like such a scrutiny and like such a discerning eye, to the point where you know what I'm gonna say before I say it. But when I don't see something, when I don't see something that you saw, that brings me joy, Mike. Like, honestly, that makes me so happy because it means like your standards are just up here, which was my only goal. So everybody's saying they barely saw it until you said something. So Mike, good for you. And I'm not saying the next time you shoot it, don't scan the area and make sure that you move all that stuff out of the way like next time. But I wouldn't like shit on you for this because I didn't even see it, Mike. I think you did fantastic. That's Mike Steinmetz, everybody. Fantastic. And you can see, Mike says he couldn't Photoshop it out. And he said if Carty doesn't see the bottle, that it's fine. And Chris Turner, Turner, I barely said it until you said something. Anton, it was invisible to me as well, So proud of you, Mike. Proud. Like, the progress, man, is epic. This is Ammon Thompson. So Ammon says, it's Jake. He's my consideration for this week. Jake popped over for a hangout and we made some photos. Thanks for your time and expertise. XT5, 27mm 1.2, ISO 125, f5.6, 2/50th of a second. This is a 3 strobe setup. This is Ammon Thompson. Ammon. This is a yes for me. This is a yes. You just have to make sure that He comes with a clean face, and like this is just skin oil on his nose here. This is just skin oil, which you can literally tamp down with a paper towel. Like super easy. You just tamp it down with a paper towel. Compositionally strong Emmond. His head is a little high in the frame for me for a vertical. 1 second. His head is just a little bit high in the frame for a vertical. I want you to show, like you can see, it's bordering. It's acceptable, but I do want you to be aware, like I would dropped him like just a touch just because of, again, cover composition. Have a look at what it looks like as an 8x10. Let's hide this. As an 8x10, I would be moving this to like here. And again, still very strong. That's what it's going to look like as an 8x10. Emin, this is one of your best. This is absolutely an 11. And probably, I need to now see the other picture of him. Obviously, we can't have too many of him in your book, but it's a strong picture. Really great, like actor style headshot. It's really good. Really good. And again, don't forget about feet. I want to see feet. I'm going to be asking you to show me that the people who you photograph have feet. Yes? You did well though, Emin. Well done. Emin says the feet are coming soon. Feet are coming soon. Emin is very disciplined on this very specific crop, and I'm now asking him to expand. All right, this is Liza Hyder. Liza said, this is my second headshot session of the year. Still fine-tuning my studio and getting more comfortable with practicing with strobes and new techniques. I approached San Gavi and asked if I could photograph her and then share the before-after transformation. San Gavi now has a new and improved LinkedIn profile portrait, exposed with Profoto pack, one small Profoto umbrella, and white foam core to the side for some fill. And again, Liza just bought a whole Profoto lighting system. She bought it used, but she went from no lights straight to Profoto lights. And she has a pack and 3 heads, and she's been doing amazing. Shot with the Nikon D850 with an 85mm, ISO 100, 1/200th of a second at f10. And my retoucher, Suhil, has done the retouching. This is Liza Hyder. Liza, this is great. I mean, the hand on the hip looks a little placed, like just because this is not a natural placement for the hand. For me, arms crossed, she's getting to business, hands in front, like holding, you know what I mean? Like this in front. Is nice and confident. Arms crossed with a smile is like, I'm ready to get to business. Obviously, standing headshots are a little bit harder because the person has to know how to stand and you have to direct them into standing. That for me, the only issue that I have is the way that her hand looks very placed here on her hip. It's not natural. And then where you're cropping her hand out, you're cutting her wrist off. So you're just letting her hand go out of the photo, which looks really strange. You're clipping her fingers down here. What's going on up here is amazing, Liza. Like what's going on up there is amazing, but part of our skill set is we have to know what to tell people to do with their arms. It's part of what we have to do is we need to know what to tell people to do with their arms. And I'm just going to show you what, like when I shoot ladies, how I pose them. It will help greatly to see, yes, let me go right here. Let me go, give me 2 seconds here, folks. I'm just going to share a gallery with you. I have 1,000 windows open as well. Share, get direct link. copy. Here we go. So this shows you, Liza, like what my poses are like with ladies. Number one, seated. Always, 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 always seated headshots. Because they're headshots. And they're able to, like, what they're able to do with their body is a little bit more flattering. I'm cutting this chick's hands, but again, this is more close to the picture that we're trying to get. So I'm just trying to show you the females. And again, shooting people who aren't really used to being in front of the camera, they're just usually so much more comfortable. This is kind of a pose that I do to try to get people's hands in, and it really, with the smile, makes it really approachable. Like the hands are usually not a factor, but again, the hands between the legs are really cute and like approachable. Again, perfect example. And yes, I am cutting her hands off in this very weird spot, but yeah, this is closer to what I'm trying to do is here. So, and again, I had very little time to shoot these portraits, but this is closer to what I would want the hands to be like. Arms crossed, I do a lot, but you see with the men, I have them all leaning forward. Like no one's leaning back or standing. I have them literally sitting on something and they're leaning forward like this, looking at camera. And the ladies, I'll let them cross their legs and lean and do so they can play off something. Like a lady standing, she's just gonna be like for a headshot, it's like you're approaching it like a fashion shoot. Fashion models know how to stand up. They know how to stand. Regular people don't. They need to sit. So put them in an office chair, you have them lean on one arm. Or this, because it shapes their face, but not touching their face. Just this. You know what I mean? So part of shooting headshots is you can't shoot a headshot like you're shooting a fashion picture. Putting a model on a set with no prop, nothing to sit on, and that's their headshot. Like you can see clearly this lady did not know what to do with her hand because you didn't give her anything. She's just in space. What's happening up here with the headshot, yes, it's amazing. But once we follow her arm down, again, this looks super, super placed. I'm just gonna show you this as an 8x10. And I would, it cuts the hand out as an 8x10, but I would be cropping this picture like right there, just to make sure that I hid that hand. Hair is great. Retouching is great. Yeah, it's just, for me, that dress is not a headshot outfit. I would never have chose this like houndstooth, like literally a digital nightmare. This is gonna moire effect. This will moire in certain sizes because it's the light and dark. And if I make this smaller, you can see at this size, when I do this, it starts to moire. You see, as I'm going bigger and smaller, that outfit is doing the moire effect. You can see it doing that digital effect. So, as I said before, how do you know when something's going to do more? It's because it has dark and light on top of itself. If it has dark, dark, light, dark, light, dark, light, dark, light, as soon as you look at that, you say, that's not an outfit. And also, it's a dress. And she can't sit wearing a dress. She can't see. She can't sit when she's wearing a dress. And like, even if I was shooting a model, shooting a dress is impossible. It's very difficult to shoot. And this is a stiff dress, which as soon as she sits, it pushes and pulls because it's thick like fabric. So you're picking the clothes. If it's a business headshot, like she's wearing a business jacket and like a blouse or something like that, this is not the right outfit. And again, you're limited by the styling of the outfits that they have. But the first thing that I say is solids, no patterns, nothing overly textured. Like I say that so they don't come to me with this outfit and then I'm forced to shoot it. Because again, I'm sure when she sees that this picture goes digital every time it moves, do you see every time I move it, it does that digitalness? That's the moire effect. And notice it's happening only on her dress, but not on any other part. That's the moire effect that I'm talking about, which is why when outfits like that come up, you say, no, we can't shoot this, and this is why. So, yeah. Sean, thank you for saying that. Sean is giving me nice compliments. Sean says, I notice how comfortable Carty makes his subjects. I've experienced it firsthand. It's quite an amazing experience. Thanks, Sean. I appreciate that. Thanks for saying that. Liza, this is a fantastic picture. I just want you to really lock in on you're responsible for the clothing as well, and you're responsible for the posing, and you can't shoot business headshots like you can't pose business headshots. You can't pose business people with the same mentality that you're going to bring a fashion model in front of you. You can't do the same thing. You can't just let them stand there and think that they're going to know what to do without you exactly directing them what to do. And again, look at Vanity Fair. Look at magazines that would have fashionable real people that could be applied to like LinkedIn headshots. Have references, because you won't find an outfit like this in print. So you'll find literally jeans, oversized man's shirt. You know what I mean? Like, it's like things that are like approachable that they would wear at home. Like that makes the subject that you're shooting more likable than when you're trying to make them fit into your fashion photography mindset. Okay? That is all advice for you. She's not a model, and you let her have this claw arm here. You can't let that go. And again, she paid you. So it's up to you to make her hella comfortable, give her a box to sit on, and look at the best business portraits. Look at Vanity Fair. Look at magazines that are age appropriate. Look at Fast Company. Look at Wired. Look at like magazines that profile businesswomen and businessmen, and see, businesswomen specifically, because you're focusing just on women, and see how they're photographed and see the creative ideas that these business pictures are taken. So you're getting out of the mindset of just gray background photo. You know what I mean? It's still like, think of all the amazing location portrait pictures that you've made in fashion. So don't just be the photographer that shoots gray background headshots, because it's boring. Okay, show me a little bit more, Liza, a little bit more creativity with your LinkedIn executive portraits. Okay, because again, if you do 10 of these, it's going to be painful to see 10 of the same picture over and over and over again. Show me something else. Show me a location. Show me something. You have a beautiful space, and like, show that you can shoot in an office. Show that you can make this picture in her office. Show that you can make this quality of picture in somebody's workspace with glass and reflections and people moving around. Like, show me that you can make photos that are harder than gray seamless single light. Okay? All right, Liza Haidar. This is Nick Johnson, and Nick is my last photo of the day. Nick says, shot this a few weeks ago at a pop-up event I did at a local salon, a local hair salon client for their 1-year business anniversary. They advertised the event, walk-ins only all day, and had me come down to shoot a headshot for each person that was cut. It was a great way for me to get in front of a bunch of people, and I was particularly fond of this guy's images. Does this bridge the gap between garden variety corporate and a more stylized approach to headshots? Enough to include on my site. I tried adding it today and just wasn't sure if it fit in the flow. R5 Mark II 50mm f8 1/200th of a second at ISO 100. Shot with a Godox 8300 with a 24-inch octabox main light with a piece of white foam core as a reflector, and another 8300 with a 3-foot strip box near the rear for separation. This is the mighty Nick Johnson. Nick, let's get it on. Nick, it's such a clean and classic headshot. I mean, we're showing the hair. Like, this guy just got his hair cut. This is clean. It might be a little overly warm, but again, that just might be his skin tone. This holds up. I mean, it definitely holds up. It's a little conservative, I would say. It's a little conservative. I like the deeper background. I like your secondary rim light, like the hair light. It's clean. It could, but for me, I want you to be practicing shooting and showing the barbershop, showing the environment, like environmental portraits where you're not hiding the background. Again, you might have been in a barbershop where the barbershop wasn't sexy enough for you to show it, and therefore you made this picture, and I understand that too. I just, want to see a little bit more of an editorial angle. As far as this straight up classic clean portrait, like the catch lights in the eyes that you have here, Nick, are amazing. Like really amazing with this little detail. Super sharp. I mean, again, Nick, I know your work and I know what you're trying to do, and you do need to add a portrait sensibility to your photography. Like, it's really necessary. And you have a portrait sensibility, but you're asking, does this fit? Like, I think it does. Just watch your exposure through here and through here, that it doesn't go too high. We're also losing a little bit of detail on his hair back here. I noticed that you have your secondary light coming back here and your reflector on the same side. What I do is I do opposite day. So this highlight, your light is coming in from this side. The highlight is coming in from this side. You have a reflector coming in from this side, but we're losing this angle of the hair. So, I would have reversed the light. For me, I bring my light only in from this side. So my no shadow would be from here. And, then I would bring in from this side, especially based on his head angle, because he's turning his face that way, which is exposing more of that side. And we're just losing the edge of his hair here and the shine of his hair back there a little bit. But overall, Nick, this is a yes for me. It works. It works. I just want more of it, if that makes any sense. I just want more of it, but this will be an 11 for me. Guys, that's my last photo. But it is time to talk photos of the week. But until I'm finished, watch this. I said watch this. Oh yeah, that's the wrong button. This is what you're trying to watch.
Treat everybody like a superstar. Famous people less like a superstar. I treat famous people like real people. I started as a photographer, I would say professionally, when I was 20. My brother's a fine art painter, heavy influence on me, and I couldn't paint, so when I discovered the camera, it was really easy for me to express myself creatively. Everybody's in the business of glorifying celebrities, so capturing them, it's already glorifying them by photographing them. So if I can get them a little bit more understated, I feel like it brings up the real. In 1997, I shot Tom York from Radiohead, most important picture of my career. In 2001, I shot Pharrell Williams for Peace magazine. Again, very important picture. Colin Firth, a week before he won his Oscar, career moving pictures where that picture propels a whole new wave of clients, a whole new wave of people looking at my work. I think pivotal career-changing pictures are more important than favorite pictures, because they're all my favorites. whole idea is make good stuff and share it and do it every day.
All right, friends, we are back with our photos of the week. Are you ready? You ready for your photos of the week? Starts with Mr. Ian Martin. Photo of the week, Ian. Congratulations. This is a banger. This is Carty approved. This is portfolio material. Absolutely. This is your photo of the week, my guy. That is Ian Martin. Our second photo of the week is from a photographer who managed to editorialize a taken picture. And this is the first level up for this photographer, so I am giving known and necessary recognition. This is an attempt from Francis Jeffrey. Francis, congratulations. This is the beginning of you starting something. I need to see more from you. I need to see more from you. But this should be incentive for you to keep on this train. And much like Jay Bird says, I actually really love this photo as well. I want more from you, Francis. That's Francis Tracy. Photo of the week going to William Sedgwick for this photo right here. William, fantastic. It's you have such an editorial flavor to your work. I love it. I respect it. I look forward to seeing you shoot more subjects. I need more people in front of your camera. You're on your way. Well done. Well done. That's William Sedgwick. Our next photo of the week. I say this guy's name a lot. I say this guy's name a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy is Joshua Haney. Let's go. That's a photo of the week, Joshua. Congratulations. This is a photo of the week. Joshua Haney crushing again. Well done, Joshua. Well done. This photographer brings me joy. And this photo is something I would do. This is artful, elegant, beautiful, and 100% perfectly executed. Ladies and gentlemen, your next photo of the week goes to Juan Herrera. Juan, absolutely, unequivocally, undeniable, holy moly. Juan. Yes. 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 Juan Herrera. Well done, Juan. Our next photo of the week. And again, I spent some time on this photo and really sent this photographer on a journey, but I promise you, this photographer will be one that you need to be watching in the next 2 to 3 months. Ladies and gentlemen, your next photo of the week goes to Jay Tracy with this photo right here. I promise you, you will be seeing Jay Tracy absolutely break your brain in the coming weeks. Jay Tracy, you've seen your inspiration material. I hope you are ready for my expectations of you. That is Jay Tracy. Well done, Jay. I don't care that you didn't expect that. I don't care that you didn't expect that. I don't care that you didn't expect that. I see you, Jay Tracy. I see you. And don't make me cry over here. Don't make me cry over here, Jay Tracy, because you know me. It'll happen. Don't make me cry over here. I'm proud of you. Proud of you. You did very well.
Yes, sir, yes.
Our next photo of the week. goes to, and you know, this photographer, I'm actually upset because this could have gone so many different ways. This could have gone bad. This could have gone bad, but I believe in this person. I believe in this person, and she doesn't even believe in her fucking self. Okay? But I believe in this person. I believe in this person more than she believes in herself. She doesn't fucking talk to anybody. She's got no friends. And it's like, but still, she has this talent and this light. And you and me can help excite this girl together. Ladies and gentlemen, a first photo of the week in almost a year. This is Natalie Murdoch. Natalie, congratulations. Yes. Natalie Murdoch. Natalie, you make technically... Natalie, I'm so upset with you. I'm so fucking upset with you, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy because you understand what would have happened if you didn't make this photo. You understand what would have happened if you didn't make this photo. You didn't make this photo. I literally, like, I was almost going to give up on you, Natalie. I was almost going to give up on you. But this gives me hope. It gives me faith in you, and it reinforces my belief as to why you're here in the first place, is because I saw something in your work, and you know that I have the ability to help you act when no one else can. I'm the one who makes you act, Natalie. When you won't do this for yourself, you will do this for me. And that is why I spend an hour with you. $500 hour Natalie gets for free. Okay? So, Natalie, this is the result of you just acting. This is what you shoot when you just act. That's it. All you need to do is do. Sean Thomas, thanks for the $2. Very generous of you, my guy. Not necessary, especially when I'm on the verge of where I'm at right now. Natalie, you needed this. You needed this. You needed this. I needed this. And you proved to me and you proved to you that you can do this. Sean is putting $2 so I don't miss his comment where he says, we all believe in you, Natalie. And again, if you're at home right now crying and wishing that you had a support system like we have right here with Portfolio Lab, you got to be a part of this. Go to thecartymethod.com/portfolio lab to learn how you can get your ass in here. This is beautiful, Natalie, and unequivocally photo of the week. Unequivocally, congratulations. You deserve it. Soak it up. Soak it up. Tell a friend. And get this on your social media stat. But also fix the color balance, please. Fix the color balance. Post it in community. Get some help with color balance. Because this needs to be perfect. Well done, Natalie. I'm proud of you. That is Natalie Murdoch. Well done, Natalie. And how many more? Hey-o, I know this guy. See this guy's photos plenty. And I give this guy plenty of photos of the week. This is Anton Duras. Anton, congratulations, buddy. Another fine, again, for a editorial location, editorial photographer, like the way that your photography, the way that your portfolio is going to blend a blend of spaces and portraits, people in spaces. I know that sometimes photographs like this might feel empty, but I know what the rest of your portfolio holds. I know what the rest of the stuff in your portfolio is, Anton. So I'm very proud of you. This is unequivocally a photo of the week. You should be very proud. Well done. Very well done, Anton. Very well done. And again, bro, Anton's been with me for a minute, you know, and he really pushes. He really pushes, and it's really showing, Anton. Congratulations. Well done. And do we have more? I gotta see. Do I have more photos of the week? Yes. Yes, I do. Okay. There are There are three more. Three. Your next photo of the week, people, goes to... This is Charles Fortin. Charles is starting to hit consistently. Charles Fortin is starting to hit consistently. Anton Dudis and Charles Fortin are both travel, outdoor adventure, editorial, lifestyle photographers. I've linked these guys up. I'm making them communicate like they're best friends. They're sharing everything. And I mean, and obviously with my guidance, I'm going to turn these guys into killers. Very, very well done. This is Charles Fortin. Charles, congrats, buddy. Another photo a week for you. Good shit. Well done, Charles. Very well done. Whew. And this one. Another photo of the week for the mighty Michael Steinmetz. Mike, that's a photo of the week, buddy. That's a photo of the week. Yep. Well done, Mike. That's a photo of the week. Congratulations. Epic. Great effort. Great placement. I like what you're doing. I want to see all this work together. I think that you should print a coffee table book. This is good shit. Well done. That's Mike Steinmetz. Michael Steinmetz. Your next photo of the week goes to the one with the very unique name. I call him Ammond. You call him Ammond Thompson. Let's get it on. This is Ammond Thompson with a photo of the week. Ammond, very, very, very well done. Excellent. You're starting to make a statement with your light. I'm going to say it again. You're starting to make a statement with your light. I'll say again. You're starting to make a statement with your light. I'm so proud of you. That is Ammond Thompson. Our next... Oh my goodness. I'm torn between these two last remaining photos. I'm going to give them both love because both of these photographers have really quickly translated from shooting photos because they want to make a living at it to actually doing commercial jobs. Both of these photographers need to be given the love, and I'm giving them photo of the week. This is starting with, and again, remember everything I said. Starting with Liza Hyder. Liza, congratulations. I'm giving you love. Again, this is a very well executed picture. I was a little bit hard on you, but I want you to just remember all the things that I said and all the different ways that you can vary this concept of the business portrait, starting with shooting it on location. Your location ideas are so clever. You're so witty. I want you to execute some of those ideas with these corporate people. They're going to have so much fun and they're going to love you even more. That is Liza Hyder. And next, and your last and final photo of the week, it goes to the mighty Nick Johnson. Nick, congratulations, buddy. That's a photo of the week for me. Very well, very clean. It's your style. It fits your sensibility. It gives me joy. That's the vibe. All right, guys, that is your photos. Now, I've shown you photos of the week. We also, Tuesday, we do an after party on Thursday. By the way, our after parties are Thursday, not Tuesdays anymore. These are Thursdays. Assignment, though, you need to know your assignment. And because you made it to the end of Tuesday's episode, this is what I do. This assignment is the assignment that I should give you Thursday, but because you watch Tuesday and Thursday, I tell you what the assignment is 2 days early. Now, this is a secret. This assignment is not going to be posted, okay, until Thursday. So you have 2 days to brainstorm and even start shooting, start doing the first strokes. These assignments are big, okay? Listen. This assignment is really important, and I want everybody to listen very closely. This is week 6, which is intelligent imitation, but week 7 is called prove your niche. Prove your niche, okay? This is what I'm asking you to do. I'm asking you to prove your niche. I want you to show me a photo so that, show me a photo as if I've never seen your photo before, seen your photography before. Show me a photo that will say exactly what it is that you do. Exactly what kind of a photographer. One photo. If you could only show me one photo or shoot, by the way, you have to shoot this photo, okay? I want to see one photo that unequivocally right away tells me what you shoot, okay? One photo that tells me what you shoot. I want you to include your Instagram so I can look to see if you're proving your niche, if you actually are that photographer or that's the photographer that you want to be. Because if you are wanting to be that photographer and I go to your Instagram and I see a whole bunch of bullshit, I'm going to tell you, no, you're a fly on the wall, one-trick pony. But if I look at your Instagram and I see more of the same, well, I'll know. Sean Thomas is a car photographer. Look at Sean Thomas. He doesn't have to prove his niche. It's proven. Look at Steve Carty. I don't have to prove my niche. It's proven. I shoot editorial portraits. So prove your niche. That is the brief, okay? Pretend I've never seen your photography. This will immediately tell me your niche, okay? The key to success in this assignment lies in creating an image that serves as an instant portfolio signature piece, okay? It's a signature portfolio piece, making your specialization immediately clear to anyone who looks at it, okay? Immediately clear. That's a portrait photographer. That's a fashion photographer. That's a wedding photographer. That's an editorial. That's a car photographer, automotive, lifestyle. Justify your niche. Prove your niche. If you're a people shooter, create a signature portrait that instantly reveals your specialization, your specialty. Sports, weddings, corporate, editorial, fashion. Show your unique approach to capturing that. Your style has to be baked in and include elements that are unmistakably associated with your niche. Okay? That's for people photographers. If you shoot places, capture a location that exemplifies your specialized focus, i.e., I'm a real estate shooter. I shoot architecture. I shoot landscapes. Demonstrate your distinct perspective with this chosen picture and include signature elements that define your style within that niche. And if you shoot things, showcase products in a way that immediately identifies your specialty, whether it's food and beverage, product photography, jewelry, automotive, and display your unique approach to product presentation. Show me how you present product photography. I want you to include styling elements, really dress up your set, make it super special. Okay. And again, the after party we do on Thursdays. Just FYI, Hammond, after parties are on Thursdays. We haven't done them. One sec. What's up? What's wrong? Why are you howling? Why are you howling? What's wrong with you? I literally have a wolf howling at the moon here. Come in here, you silly fuck. What are you doing now? What are you doing? You're gonna just howl. I see you, dude. Chill out. I'm in the middle of a show. My word. All right. So, I hope you guys understand your brief. It is a very disciplined, but at the same point, I hope you're feeling well explained brief. The goal is to prove your niche, which means, guess what? You're not going to be able to get away with street photography because that's not a proven niche. And also, you can show me tons of street photography, but you're not going to get paid to do that. You're just not. So prove your niche. Prove your niche. Yeah, dude, I've never heard you howl like that. I thought you were like on fire. Jesus, dude. I thought you were on fire, man. My word. All right, guys. I hope you found today helpful. If you're watching this after the fact, give me a little bit of replay gang in chat. Give me a bit of replay gang. I see you, buddy. Give me a little bit of replay gang in chat. And also, yes, we do. I was looking at my calendar to make sure I'm not crazy when I say, don't we do our after party on Thursdays now? Didn't I move it to Thursdays 2 months ago? Didn't I do that? Thursdays 2 months ago? Like, that's why I make my Thursdays so nobody can book me, so I can do the Carty weekly Zoom, which I have right here. No, yeah, it's the accelerator cohort on Tuesday. Thank you. Well, Ammon's in my show notes, and he keeps writing, mention the after party, mention the after party, mention the after party. And I'm like, Ammon, that's Thursday. There is no after party, and this is a live show, so I don't need to mention an accelerator cohort because you guys all know who are in the cohort, and this is public stuff, so I'm not going to be talking about that because that's Thursday. You know what I mean? I know what I'm doing here, my guy. Okay, so yes, there is no after party on Thursday. And the orientation. Prove your niche. All right, that orientation is tricky. The orientation is tricky. So because the orientation is tricky and because so many people are missing horizontal photos, they're missing the boat, I'm gonna ask for a horizontal photo. Because again, this is your assignment. I'm going to ask for a horizontal photo. Mike was asking me what orientation that the assignment is. I'm gonna ask for horizontal calligraphy. Make sure you remember that it's a horizontal photo. Cool. And remember that I said horizontal. You stop barking and howling. It's obnoxious. You at home, thanks for watching. Do leave me a comment if you made it to the end, because you know it's nice when you make it to the end. Say bye to this guy who's absolutely obnoxious. Say bye to the tempo. Are you happy now? You're gonna stop yelling at me? Yeah. Anyways, guys, I hope today brought you value. And as always, please consider joining Portfolio Lab. Please consider becoming a member if you want to see this content first and not have to wait until I premiere this again. This will premiere at 7 p.m. By the way, guys, if you want to hang out again and watch this again, or if you missed it, replay gang, this premieres again at 7 p.m. tonight. Guys, thank you for watching. I hope today brought you value. Know that I love you. And yay, I get emotional when I look at your work. I get emotional when I see progress and the kind of progress that I've seen from you guys, my Portfolio Lab members, the progress I've seen for you, my accelerator members. I am so impossibly happy. And also best in show. Maybe some people were asking me for best in show. You know, Portfolio Day, the best in show, like on Portfolio Day, like, yeah, here, I'll give you some best in show love, okay? It's pretty simple. This is best in show, starting with Ian Martin. Congratulations, Ian. This is best in show. Ian Martin. Congratulations, Ian. Again, I have to be way more ass-aholic when it comes to best in show. And let's see. I have three. So your second best in show goes to, this is Juan Herrera. That's best in show, Juan. Congratulations, Juan Herrera. Juan Herrera, best in show. Congratulations. And your last and final Best in Show. Ladies and gentlemen, your last and final Best in Show goes to Natalie Murdoch. Natalie, congratulations, Best in Show. That is all.
Yes,
That is all. I love you. Bye-bye.
This commercial-free live stream was brought to you by the members of this channel. If it wasn't for you, we'd have to fill up these live streams with ads that would just interrupt the flow. The members of this channel make commercial-free content during these live streams possible. Consider becoming a member for $5 a month today to gain access to secret live streams, live chats, and to show your support with that crown badge next to your name. Sharing is caring. If this content has brought you value today, share it, clip it, post it to your socials. Curating and sharing helpful content makes you an expert, even if the content you're sharing isn't yours. Be a curator and share this content with your network. If you're an emerging or struggling photographer that's trying to break free from your current 9-to-5 grind and transition to the life of a working pro photographer, that's our obsession here at the Carty Method. Register, get the support you need. If you're alone and struggling at this craft, make sure you join the Carty Method community. You'll always find help in the show notes. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Find your creative and business genius with the Carty Method.
Consider becoming a member so you can hang out with us live. This is where all the cool kids are. Thanks for watching, guys.